Hey, you're listening to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe. This is Eric Zane. I don't know these two people, but I know they're fucking assholes. Mike Calta and Rover, suck my dick for what you did to Ryan.
Hey, what's up? I'm Woody. That's Greg Gorey.
What's up?
Menace.
Hi.
Gina Grad.
Hey.
Seabass. There's Sammy.
Hello.
We are The Woody Show. And you are listening to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Yes, now. What? Now. If I hit this button, boom, the whole program's gonna start.
Okay, well, hit it.
All right.
Now, something completely different.
Smoke medical weed every day.
The following thoughts on Hoppe Hour represent Ryan Hoppe and that's it. Listener discretion is advised.
Live from Tampa Bay, you are tuned in to Hoppe Hour.
He's the voice of a generation that got screwed by the baby boomers. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour starts in 4, 3, 2. Hoppe. This is Hoppe Hour with Hoppe.
Where we at?
Always going in, never doubt it. Never worry about the dollar. Need a source or trending topic. We the hottest, search about us. Competition microscopic, never copied. I'm a giant rolling weed up now.
I love weed.
H-O-P-P-E.
That's me rapping.
P-P-E. H-O-P-P-E. You already know Hoppe Hour in your system.
This is Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, hanging out with you and you. And don't think I forgot about you for the next hour. So you can call me, 856-49-HOPPE. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me, at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. I have a very exciting announcement, something that I posted last month, but now it's coming into fruition. So Hammerin' Hank, a.k.a. Henry Oaks, I play his PSAs on here. He was a member of the legendary Doghouse with JV and Elvis morning show in the 90s through 2005 on Wild 94.9 in San Francisco. And now he does radio at 89.3 KOHL in Fremont, California. He is a proud autistic man who has overcome his diagnosis, and he is going to be doing the Hammerin' Hank show with Henry Oaks, his real name, and Ryan Hoppe. I am very excited to do this show. When I promote, I'm going to make a post about Hank today, but because I had a business call with Just Blaine, who's a radio guy who has his own podcast and network, and it was me, Hank, and Blaine on this business call, and I took a picture of it, and I'll post it later. But whenever I post a picture of me and Hank, it gets like 50 likes. Everybody loves Hank. So that's very exciting. Without further ado, I want to just get this clip out of the way. The clip is a few months old, but it's still relevant. The Hawk-Tua girl went on the Bobby Bones radio show, and she is not grateful to the people that interviewed her that we don't even know their name.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
Have you talked to that dude? Have
That's
you
a
said
good
thank
question.
you?
Tell him thank you for what?
Making you famous?
Well, see, we reached out to him and I asked him to stop posting those videos, and he never did. He blocked us all and everything.
What a loser, that being Hawk-Tua. Without that guy asking you if you spit on things, or actually you said it first, but without him, you'd be nothing. You'd be another drunken country girl at the bar trying to figure out which dude to hook up with.
So I'm not telling him thank you for anything.
Oh, really? So you reached out to go, hey, would you chill on that? And he blocked you?
Because, I mean, he'd post one, I'd be like, oh, that's it. Here would come another one. A few days later, I was like, man, maybe that's it. Here would come another one.
I don't like this girl. At first, I was really hyped up about her because it's all fun to think about her spitting on things. But she has your typical 21-year-old. I think what it is these Gen Z kids that, okay, there's a cutoff with Gen Z because I'm a zillennial. I was born in 92, or 93, but so 92 to 97 is considered zillennial, where you're part Gen Z, part millennial. I'm obsessed with demographics. I am the authority on demographics, that and heterosexual relationships. Here's what I'm saying. Gen Z born in 97, 98, 99, 2000, they're normal. And even 01 babies, because when they were 18, they graduated high school in 2018 or 19 or 17 or 16. The kids that graduated high school 2020 on that had to deal with COVID, they're entitled, out-of-touch brats. Mm-hmm. And the Hawk-Tuah girl is one of those. There is a cutoff where if you were in high school during COVID, you're weird.
Then just so on.
So in the beginning, you just wanted it to all go away and make it stop, and you just continue life at home and at the Spring Factory.
That's a lie, because she immediately was trying to be famous.
And then now, since he wouldn't stop, you're just like, okay, what does this make possible for me?
Even if it was exploitation and she didn't want the post out there, it made her famous. I'm very curious to see if the Hawk-Tuah girl ends up having kids or not or something, because then you got to explain that mommy likes to spit on things. And it doesn't matter because everybody has sex, but I just find it utterly ridiculous that you don't see any bit of gratitude towards the people that made you famous. She's a good-looking girl, but if you put her in a line of 100 girls, especially when the video was filmed in Nashville, you're like any other country girl. You're entitled, you're bratty, and you think you're better than people. Mm-hmm. Oh, but she does community service for dogs. Cool. A lot of people do, but they don't get famous for talking about oral sex. I'm so glad that the Hawk-Tuah girl is beginning to die off. I know I'm still talking about her, so I'm helping the cause, but this is Hoppe Hour, and that's what you should expect. All right, here's this headline here. This is going to be a doozy. I can't wait to talk about it.
Whoa! Hoppe Hot Topic!
Hello and welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton.
I'm Charlie Nath.
And our guest today has a memoir out called Undercover Heartbreak, a memoir of trust and trauma. The author...
Why does every heartbreak book that a woman writes have to be trauma?
Koryeah Dwanyen. Is that correct?
You failed.
Oh, no. Correct me. How do you pronounce your name?
Koryeah Dwanyen. So just a little bit more relaxed, more emphasis on the Y and a natural flow.
Love it, love it. Well, in the memoir, you revealed many things. I mean, the big news coming out of your memoir has been this little invitation to shack up with a Secret Service agent.
Yeah, I talked about this girl before. You noticed she was waiting to write this book. She literally has nothing else. I talk like Mike Tyson. To provide to this world. But talking about hooking up with a Secret Service agent. And this is why dating in 2024 is so frightening. Going on 2025 is all these women speak out after the relationship is done. That's the one thing I like about boomers and dating older women is I'm not saying I want a woman to keep her mouth shut. I think women should be allowed to talk. I'm not sexist in that way. But there's sometimes a way that, like, when you do something, maybe you don't need to be famous off of it.
At Barack Obama's vacation home in Hawaii. But yeah, I know there's a lot more involved, so we're going to get into it. Welcome. Thank you very much for being here.
Welcome, Koryeah.
Thank you for having me, Charlie and Charlie.
Woo, woo. Okay, so kind of like Charlie said, big headlines came out of your memoir, which just came out in October. You talked about how in 2022, this agent, Secret Service agent, you were talking to romantically. He had basically invited you to come and...
Yeah, you did.
Get down with him when he was overseeing President Obama's house in Hawaii when they were not there, when the Obamas were not there. So break it down for us. What exactly happened?
So the invitation wasn't to come and get down in her bathroom. We were dating at the time, and I visited him in Hawaii where he was there for a couple weeks on their detail. And so the invitation initially was to just come and hang out, watch football. He was working at the time.
She fell for that bait. No guy ever wants to watch football with a girl.
And I declined several times. He was definitely insistent on me joining him, reassuring that he was there alone. And, and me naturally, I'm like, I don't feel comfortable being in someone's house, especially that status of a home, without an invite from them. And I expressed that and expressed some concern that I could potentially get in trouble and that it just felt gross.
And now you want to talk about it for clout.
And he reassured me that it was okay and that if anything, I wouldn't be the one to get in trouble. It would be him because he was allowing me on the property. So
did at any point, did he kind of insinuate that he wanted to have sexual activity, or did he only say, oh, we're just hanging out? Like, how did that all happen?
Not prior to arriving at the home.
Well, she fell for that. A round of applause for falling for the bait. I'm not saying a guy can't be friends with a girl. But if they're inviting you to a house, what do you think you're doing? Playing chess?
And as you know, I kind of explain it a little bit in the book, whereas we're sitting in it's called the command center.
You can just tell us all the info now. We're not going to read the book.
Room, watching football at the time. And it was after the tour of the property and someone had showed up and it was just a little bit of a disaster. And I was really uncomfortable and ready to go. And yeah, we were sitting on the sofa. It's like a sofa seat, but they're separated almost like individual chairs in this particular sofa. And the ask was, hey, we had previously talked about it the night before, kind of just like our individual desires, sexual desires. And he used that one as an opportunity to establish sort of like the Mile High Club credential.
So you're referring to when he asked you if you wanted to have sex in Michelle Obama's bathroom, aren't you?
I don't get bathroom sex, by the way. It's because I'm so big. But it's like, I'm good. This woman must fall for it all the time.
Yes.
And so he was inviting you over to watch football, and then you were like, I don't know. But at a certain point, you agreed and you went over and you watched football, and then he sort of propositioned you further. And then how does the rest of sort of the afternoon play out?
I was ready to go.
This is what I don't get. If you're ready to go, leave. Nobody forced you. Nobody forced you to go. I've had plenty of dates where the girl cancels halfway through and goes, like one time I was on a date at Applebee's and the girl was like pretending to get a call. I had to go pick up my friend at the airport and I wasn't mad at her. Whatever. She missed out on me. But what I'm saying is leave. The same thing with Brianna Chicken Fry. Oh, I lost a part of myself. Well, leave then. Nobody's forcing you to stay.
After that, I said no. Like, let's just set the record straight. No.
So no chaka happened when you were there?
Absolutely not. I felt uncomfortable. And if you read the book, you'll know that I felt uncomfortable. And at that moment, I was like, I'm ready to go. He called me an Uber. And then some things happened that were major red flags, obviously, in the command center. But also when I was stepping into the Uber asked for a person by the name of Richard. And I assumed that it was the wrong Uber, wrong person. And I kind of looked back like freakishly, like, what's going on? And he said, it's me, like, just get in the car. And I was like, your name's not, like, super uncomfortable. And he ended up calling me because he sensed that I was, one, I was ready to get out of there. It was super uncomfortable. And then two, I recognized that he had an alias. He called me.
Whoa, someone in the Secret Service not using their real name? Whoa. Gullible.
He gave you a fake name all along.
So he gave the Uber a fake name. And then I later learned that was sort of his separate personality. Richard was... So things unfold after where this Richard sort of comes out to play in several incidents, whereas, so. It's
because you refer to him as Dale in the book, don't you?
Yes, that's a pseudonym.
Have you heard from Dale since the books came out?
I have not.
Okay.
I wouldn't reach out to her either. What are you going to say? You're a cloud chaser?
Okay. And after that incident that day in Hawaii, did you guys stay in touch for a time?
Yeah, we were in a relationship up until April.
April of this year.
April of 2023.
Okay.
Oh, so she's a bitter ex. Got it.
Got it.
Okay. So how did the relationship start to deteriorate from that moment because, of him being a Secret Service, trying to get you to do things that you knew were going to be like against the law, probably?
No, ironically, no, it did not end at that point. There were several things that built up to the ending of the relationship, whereas it was pretty traumatic, I will say. And one thing that I do want to clear up is that the Secret Service was not aware that I was in the Obama's home until after we broke up. And this was after a series of events happened where, I don't know if I can say this on live, but like suicidal threats were made.
Wow.
There were outlandish threats of, taking several individuals' lives. And at that point, I was concerned for not just like my safety and the safety of my family, the safety of his family, as well as his life. And so I, in fact, reached out to the authorities and I reached out to his boss.
This is why you got to be careful, gentlemen. You got to be careful who you sleep with, who you date. You really got to read the room. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm not trying to be like, come off sexist or incel, like we can't trust women. But you really got to see the behavior of what these girls do. Listen, if you are dating somebody who talks badly about other men and is always spilling the tea, they're going to do the same to you. And I bet you he experienced that with her.
And let him know some of the events that took place. And Dale was very much aware of that. We were actually on the phone when I was emailing his boss to let him know a lot of the things that had transpired.
Hey, can I rat on you some more and ruin your life some more? And this woman probably wonders why she's single. You can't be trusted.
And the natural flow was Secret Service came out to interview me. It was about a 4-hour interview at a Starbucks, 10 minutes away from my house. So it's very intense and traumatizing.
Wow.
Everybody uses this word traumatizing. It was uncomfortable. To me, trauma is like finding a parent dead or finding a pet dead or maybe getting into a car crash and the person that you hit maybe becomes paralyzed. Being yelled at because you broke the rules is not traumatizing. I'm sorry.
So I just want to go back to, him inviting you over to watch football. What was the process like to get into the house? And when you got in, were there like family photos hanging up? Like set the scene for us about how it was when you first arrived.
I don't know that I want to share that.
But you shared everything else. Mm-hmm. So why are you holding back now? Maybe you should have taken the advice and not done this interview at all.
I feel like that's personal for them.
But it's personal that you're talking about this in general. I love that. Oh, but that's too far. Talking about everything else, that's fine. What an imbecile.
Did you feel like icky when you were there? Like you were in somebody's personal home?
Yeah, I already established that.
I'm
Shut up.
surprised, that there weren't like cameras everywhere. Security,
yeah, like ring cameras.
He's just one guy, and then I would have thought they'd have more security than that.
There's very much a lot of security. And so that's where, the proposition came for that particular area where there were no cameras. And I don't know the process of if there's a secondary or third person or third party or something like that evaluates or looks at the camera and the imagings and the folks that are there. But there's definitely cameras that are present throughout the entire property.
That makes me think that it might be a larger issue than just Dale, that there would be other people who were aware of that situation.
I'm glad he's defending Dale at some point. Dale's just trying to get laid.
Maybe other situations, if they're allowing Dale to do something like that, maybe it's an issue within the entire Secret Service. I don't know.
Do you think other Secret Service agents maybe get down secretly when they're put in charge of taking care of vacant homes like that?
That's not for me to speculate.
Oh, but you'll speculate on everything.
Right.
She's beginning to realize that she should not have done this interview. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, it sounds like, there should be somewhat of a investigation into it all. Your incident, obviously they investigated and deemed accurate your account of what happened that day. But if that happened, it makes me wonder there might be other things happening as well, and they should do a complete sort of investigation into it all.
I mean, yeah.
Right.
You're on TMZ. Talk.
A possibility. I can only speak to my situation.
Would you ever date a Secret Service agent again?
I don't want to generalize, but you know how people are like, oh, I don't want to date a Sagittarius or
Oh, she's one of those talking about horoscopes. I despise anybody, any gender, that I can't date that person because of their horoscope sign. No, you're just saying you don't want to date the person, but you don't have the guts to just go out and say it. Mm-hmm. This woman's very fake. I would not trust her with anything.
Somebody in Chicago, I would not.
How? Sorry, go on.
No, I saw some things. So no, I would definitely not. I hate generalizing, but I wouldn't date another.
You are generalizing though.
Agent.
How do you even meet a Secret Service agent?
You have not read the book, Charlie.
I haven't. I'm here.
And we're not going to. So just tell us. No one's going to read it besides bitter women that want to find a reason to hate men.
Yeah, I'm here to get the plug.
Yeah, so we met in Martha's Vineyard. I knew he was an agent at the time. I was there with some girlfriends on vacation. There was an alum week, and we had a final night at this beautiful restaurant called Gardy's. Is probably, don't mention our name ever again. This restaurant called Guard East, and we had a reception there, and it was beautiful. We were all socializing, having cocktails, appetizers. It was beautiful out, and in walks this swarm of men in suits at the time. And we were all just kind of like, why are you invading our space? Who are these people? And then lo and behold, we realized Michelle, Barack, and other celebrities were also in it, coming into attendance. And the restaurant there's 2 different buildings, and it connects by a bridge, and there's a little outside atrium. And so the Obamas and the other folks were on the other side of us. And then we figured out that's how we met. And so I can tell a little bit more about how we were introduced if you want, but yeah.
I mean, I'm just interested. I don't meet many Secret Service people, So I'm just, it's interesting, just meeting one and then becoming romantically involved with someone who's got such a special,
high profile,
interesting, but as a secret, obviously, job. Yeah. Go into a little bit more detail.
Keyword on secret.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my girlfriend was actually taking photos of the event, and she's very introverted, very shy, not one to just go up to random individuals and start talking to them. I'm a bit more extroverted. I'm in sales, and so that's just
so you're fake.
Kind of my personality. She asked me if I would go over to the agent and ask him if I could take photos, or if she could take photos with Barack and the president of the alum, the university, sort of like a president meet president photo. And I went over to him, asked him, started talking, having conversation with him. He was attractive, and the conversation flowed. I grabbed his left hand. My girlfriends yelled at me in the back, like, what are you doing? You're going to get shot. And I was like, he's like, what are you doing? And he yanks his hand back. And I said, I was looking for an indent, a tan line, any indication that
she liked the status.
You were married or spoken for. And he said, I would tell you something like that. And I was like, oh, well.
Nah, he was lying. He was just trying to have sex with you.
History has proven that that's a lie. And long story short, he ended up, the Obamas left. They were going to the film festival. And I screamed at him in this atrium like a crazy person.
Because you are a crazy person. Mm-hmm. And you can't be trusted.
To add me to Facebook.
Okay.
There's not really a way to add me to Facebook because you don't know how to say my name or out loud. And he ended up walking around Circuit Avenue and ran into a bunch of my friends that had on alumni gear, asked them if they were at the reception tonight at Guard East. And they were looking at him like, yeah, what? And he goes, where's Coco? And so they were more concerned, like, what in the hell? Like, why are you asking for Coco? And it was to get in contact with me. And
Aww.
Great. This is actually amazing.
Story.
This should be a blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
It starts out very sort of serendipitous and Hallmarky cute, and then it turns.
And I know.
I wonder if she ever realizes that she might be the problem and gullible. She's one of those where she seems like she has problems and she just tosses it off to it's everybody else's fault.
I know you said, after the whole incident, you guys did date for some time after. Ultimately, you broke up. And you haven't spoken to him since the memoir was released in October.
He's got to be freaking out that this cloud chaser keeps babbling like a cackling hen.
Do you have any idea what he's doing for a job now? Because, it was confirmed that somebody with the very similar story that you told was fired. So assuming he was fired from his Secret Service job, do you know what he does for work now?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I would block her so quickly. I'd be like, bye, get out of here. I don't care how pretty you are. You're another skeleton that's going to die someday.
Do you know what his feelings are about you publishing this book?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Funny enough, this book has been in the works for quite some time now. And when we were dating, he was aware that I was writing the book.
Oh, so... no wonder they broke up. He probably realized she was using him for attention halfway through. She has no shame. I'd be embarrassed if I were her.
What? He was aware you were writing a book about your relationship with him, telling details.
No. He wasn't aware that I was writing a book about him. He was aware that I was writing a book about my life.
And she was realizing her life was not that interesting. So then she's like, let me talk about somebody else for clout.
Which would include him.
No, not at the time. I mean, there was
not at the time. I was realizing the book wasn't good. And I was like, let me do some naughty things to get attention to write the book.
Something traumatic that I would want to include him in that. He knew the baseline of the story. And ultimately, I wanted it to be a happy ending to include him. But yeah, he was very much aware that I was writing a book at the time that we were together.
Before you came along in, the first beginning parts of like the love story, do you think before you, maybe he did this same thing with like other women? Like, do you think this was like his go-to move? Like, hey, All
right, I've had enough. I don't need to hear her because then she's just going to go, I don't know. I just know what happened to me. As I've gotten older, I really look around and see the type of woman the person is when you're talking to them. If they ask what you do for a living, how much money you make, the perks you can get from your job, that is a clout chaser. That is not somebody you date. And she is the perfect example. She is patient zero of clout chasers.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
That female productions, TF.
Marcy, say it. Yeah.
Kings County, say it. Brooklyn. This here's the coldest winter, whether June or December. Hearts are frozen over, and despair's the agenda. The children sleeping in their dreams, they weep for direction. Parents reminiscing when they peaked at perfection. This is a sad session, worse than the Great Depression. When it's less, that's when motherfuckers learn they lesson. When it's beef, that's when cowards be ducking and stressing. Bulletproof vesting in the closet, claustrophobic and locking. People trying to see a better way. Not a life scheme, turn into a pipe dream and get away. Niggas looking for a change, not a pocket full of change. Much more than a chain and a range. Chessboard turn checkerboard, it's the metaphor for the world and the whole rap game. Always gotta handle self properly. Feed the baby so I'm making moves constantly. When it's blood in the street by property, ain't no motherfucker out there stopping me. Gotta heat it at a lay a nigga sloppily, like a slug going on a gun shopping spree. Father, the Lord of the Rings, the fellowship was broken at the fall of two towers. It's the return of the king. I said the king, you heard me right, return of the king. Drop a jewel, you wear inside, spiritual bling. Father, the Lord of the Rings, the fellowship was broken at the fall of two towers. It's the return of the king. In the beginning was the word was with God, and the word was God. Like in the beginning I am the originator, enigma, imitated the king of the quick. See me, you sick? I am. Damn, my prestige from ancient is royal. Abraham rendered to me a tenth of the spoils. The ancient of days say the scared, the hope me gone. Be 1,000 times more powerful like Obi-Wan. The game lame like the Lakers if Kobe gone. Billions were made in my name, they owe me one. You say it ain't me, you don't really know me, son. Been dragged through the mud, come up spotless and glowy, son. You can never get away from the sensei. You can better technique, never seen yet. The greatest and still ain't who I'm destined to be yet. Bitches won't bring you high enough to see me yet. My style's hot style, your style's my style. Come on, back a nigga down, smack a nigga down. Fuck the Lord of the Rings, the fellowship was broken at the fall of two towers. It's the return of the king. I said the king, you heard me right, return of the king. Drop a jewel, you wear inside, spiritual bling. Father, the Lord of the Rings, the fellowship was broken at the fall of two towers. It's the return of the king. I said the king, you heard me right, return of the king. Drop a jewel, you wear inside, spiritual bling. Father, the Lord of the Rings, the fellowship was broken at the fall of two towers. It's the return of the king. I'm here. From Marcy, born and bred and bled. Street cred, I'ma do it to dead, nigga. I'm here. Kings County, we got love for bound. Roll with a circle, the squares can't get around, nigga. I said the king, you heard me right, return of the king. Drop a jewel, you wear inside, spiritual bling. Father, the Lord of the Rings, the fellowship was broken at the fall of two towers. It's the return of the king. I said the king, you heard me right, return of the king. Drop a jewel, you wear inside, spiritual bling. Father, the Lord of the Rings, the fellowship was broken at the fall of two towers. It's the return of the king. I'm here. I said the king, you heard me right, return of the king.
Mm-hmm. And that was Return of the King by J-Zo. Let's have some fun here.
Hoppe Hour will be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Hoppe Hour will be right back.
70 downloads. Oh, yeah. This following segment has been brought to you by the best Delta 8 CBD honey around. DZ BZ Honey at dzbzhoney.com. When I tell you they are the absolute best around, I am a man of my words. Go to dzbzhoney.com. There you can get a lollipop, a honey stick, however the hell you want to get high. Go to dzbzhoney.com and tell them I sent you.
Hello again. It's your favorite San Francisco DJ, Hammer and Hank. I may look normal, but the truth is, I have a condition known as autism. That's right, it's a condition, not a disease. Fact is, autism can strike anyone, regardless of who they are. People with autism normally have difficulties in verbal and nonverbal communication skills, social interactions, and leisure activities. In a recent study, people with autism are less likely to have a job and more likely to become homeless. I beat the odds by having loving friends and family, having a college education. I have even worked in the San Francisco Bay Area as an honored personality for many years. Always remember that people with autism want the same things as you, to be happy and successful. To find out more about autism, please contact your local mental health center or visit autismspeech.org.
And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Hey, this is Southside Steve out of Atlanta, Georgia, host of the Yeah Come On Show podcast. And you're listening to the Hoppe Hour with my friend Ryan Hoppe, fellow radio rock god. That's a Yeah Come On.
Hoppe Hour, where your medical card is required to listen.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Countdown clock ticking, Hoppe Hours on the prowl. 10 seconds left, set to take back the dial. Celebrity gossip, details that get wild. Sex talk spicy, every moment ain't mild. Nothing but juicy, the story's about to drop. 9 seconds, lean in, don't let the beat stop. Raunchy discussions like the cherry on top. Hoppe Hour, Ryan's here, rising to the top. 8 seconds closer, hear the crowd cheer. Ryan Hoppe's back, the moment draws near. Celebrity drama, it's all crystal clear. Tune into the Hoppe Hour, the champ is here. 7 seconds, we're ready for the tease. Lost loves and scandals, calling out the sleaze. Pouring out the truth, never serving it with ease. Hoppe's got the juice, bringing them to their knees. 6 seconds left, like a rocket to the floor. Date night secrets, what y'all waiting for? Sex chat, sizzle, talk dirty, can't ignore. Ryan Hoppe, break it down, always room for more. 5 seconds now, feel the tension rise. Eyes on
856
compromise.
49 Hoppe.
Push the limit.
856-494-6773.
Was back, spark up fresh vibes.
You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. And you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com.
Happy Hot Topic!
What the hell is going on with Cher?
Cher dropped part 1 of her tell-all memoir today, and the Hollywood icon is telling all. Take a look. Music legend Cher is turning back time, literally, with her new book, Cher, the Memoir, Part 1.
It took me a long, long time. It was a journey because it didn't start, like there was nothing about me when I was young that said, this is going to be Cher. So it was a journey.
I didn't know a lot of stuff about you when you were a little kid.
That's what I think is going to be this most interesting for people because they think they know me.
Yeah.
But in a way, there's a lot of things they don't know.
What I like about Cher was she was the first one to use auto-tune with the song Believe. And people hate on auto-tune. But to me, auto-tune is similar to steroids, but not as much of cheating. But it's in the way that not everybody that uses steroids is an all-time great player. Not everybody that uses auto-tune is good. She still makes good music, the same with T-Pain.
Cher also told Hoda about her turbulent childhood.
My dad took us to Scranton, Pennsylvania, and put me in an orphanage, and my mom was working in an all-night diner. My mom said when I went in, I wasn't walking, and when I came out, I was walking but holding on.
She also opened up about the first time she laid eyes on Sonny Bono.
He came in the restaurant where we are, and he walked in, and I looked at him, and it was like, I didn't love him. He wasn't attractive, but it was like a complete Tony and Maria moment. It was like everybody disappeared.
I would still hook up with Cher. I think she's pretty.
I'm not kidding.
Was your mom mad at you for wanting to date a guy who was 27 when you were a kid?
Didn't know.
Sonny and Cher took over show business, but there was trouble lurking behind the scenes.
I didn't have any kind of freedom.
So he ran the show, basically.
Yes.
He did everything.
I mean, we had a company that I didn't even know was a company. It was called Share Enterprises. And it was like very born yesterday. I'm signing everything, and I have no idea what I'm signing.
So of all the money that you guys made as a duo, he
took it all.
He took it all?
Marriage to Sonny took such a toll on her, she considered taking her own life on multiple occasions. In her memoir, she writes, "I stepped barefoot onto the balcony of our suite and stared down. I was dizzy with loneliness.
That's sad.
I saw how easy it would be to step over the edge and simply disappear.
Usually the word dizzy means a terrible local radio DJ in Tampa.
For a few crazy minutes, I couldn't imagine any other option." And in the midst of this stormy time, Cher reached out to the legendary Lucille Ball for advice.
She said, "F him, you're the one with the talent."
Wow. I like Lucille Ball. She seemed kind of crazy. But in the good way. 856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. Houston, we have a problem. There is a time that I'm going to have to admit that I am agreeing with Ted Cruz. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think I would be agreeing with Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz says that Hollywood is out of touch with blue-collar America. And you could say whatever you want about the Republican Party, but a lot of these guys have this weird relatability. Trump has it. Ted Cruz has it. Loser DeSantis, who I think is the worst politician in America, has it. And here is Ted Cruz.
How you doing, Senator Cruz? Senator, congratulations on your win, first of all. Thank you. Senator, now...
Yeah, he beat that guy, Colin Allred, that kept sending text messages about donate $25, donate $25. I'm leading by 1 point, and then just got blown out.
People with President Trump-elect Trump and Elon Musk, how long do you think that relationship is going to last?
Oh, I think it'll last forever.
I really think Elon Musk is learning a lot from Trump. And people might not like Trump when they hear me saying this, and they're like, what can you learn from him? But I really think Elon is being mentored by Trump.
Both patriots fighting for America.
Every Republican, he loves that word, patriot, patriot. It's like, oh, stop it.
With Hollywood, is it about time Hollywood switches over now or comes over more to the Republican side as they understand?
Well, if they want to listen to America, they should. Election night was pretty compelling. Look, there's some angry folks in Hollywood who say they want to flee America. You know, it's hard to speak to America if you don't like the American people.
That's not a bad point.
I gotta say, the American people spoke overwhelmingly on election night. The path we're on, it's not working. They're ready to change.
The Electoral College did, even though Trump won.
But do you think it's going to influence a lot of more of the celebrities that, endorsed, and they want to come to the Republicans now and understand?
Hope so. We'll see. It's not new that
I hate that voice. How he talks.
Hollywood is out of touch. That they're rich and they're protected. And they've got armed guards, and so they.
That's a great point.
They don't actually understand what working people are like. And listen, I think this country has changed pretty fundamentally, and that.
This is a case where they need to have a microphone. I don't get why these paparazzi from TMZ or whatever agency they're from, why they don't have a microphone.
The Republican Party now is the party. It's a blue-collar party, and
that's true.
It's a blue-collar party.
Absolutely.
You think so, Stu?
Of course it does. What has this paparazzi been from? The rich and elite wanted Kamala to win. The blue-collar wanted Trump to win. This guy must not be paying attention.
Very much do.
Okay.
You look at the old conventional wisdom was Republicans were the party of the rich and Democrats were the party of the poor and working class.
Right.
That's been turned on its head. Today, Democrats...
All right, I've had enough. I just think it's funny that I found a time that I agree with not Joe Exotic, with Ted Cruz. I'm looking at this Joe Exotic headline. He says to SNL, keep the impressions coming. Hopefully it leads to a Trump pardon. That'd be very interesting if Trump were to pardon Joe Exotic. Let's hear like a minute of Joe Exotic being made fun of on SNL. Let's hear how awful this impersonation is.
This week, Joe Exotic, a.k.a. the Tiger King.
I love Michael Che. I hung out with him when I worked with Rover's Morning Glory. He's a good dude.
This This week, Joe Exotic, a.k.a. the Tiger King, penned a letter to Donald Trump asking once again to be pardoned and released from prison. Here to comment is Joe Exotic.
SNL is so played out with that whole, here's a person pretending to be the person.
It's so nice to be out of my cage.
Yeah,
Does not sound like Joe Exotic.
nice to see you after so long. How's jail?
Oh, I'm not supposed to be there, Che. All I did was care for my cats.
Oh, garbage. I can't listen to that. I don't think SNL has been funny in this century, in this millennium. It was funny with Andy Samberg when they did the digital shorts like, jeans in my pants. And I'm on a boat. But besides that, it's like, what have you done for me recently? I don't know. Everything is just so annoying. Every day that I wake up, I try not to be cranky. Some of my audience says that I'm cranky, but it's hard. Bill Belichick's 23-year-old girlfriend breaks silence on being target of brutal jokes at Tom Brady roast. Well, when you're dating someone who's old enough to be your great-grandpa, of course there's going to be jokes. Bill Belichick's 23-year-old girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, marked the 6-month anniversary of the Tom Brady roast on social media by making a joke about her relationship. At the event that aired live on Netflix, and panelists from Tom Brady's NFL past and some of comedy's best comedians, there was nothing off topic, including his failed marriage with Gisele Bündchen. One of the main punchlines at Belichick's expense was his new relationship, thanks to its 49-year gap. He honestly, if it was a hillbilly, he could be old enough to be her great-grandpa if you had a kid at 14 or 15, which happens in Alabama. Hudson had spoke on the roast months later when she attended live at which she attended live as Bill's guest. Hopefully y'all can burn wounds healed over. I know Bill and I still apply some medicine daily, she said on Instagram. Hudson's point of the roast taking now means she believes even more jokes would have been made at her expense. During the May event, former Patriots tight end Rob Gronkowski lobbed a joke Hudson's way and said, "Coach, you used to talk about Foxborough High School when we sucked," he said, "but now I know why you were so obsessed with Foxborough High School. You were scouting out a new girlfriend." Brady made a joke about Belichick. "Everyone asked me which ring is my favorite. I used to say the next one," Brady said. "But now that I am retired, my favorite ring is the camera that caught Coach Belichick slinking out of the poor girl's house a few months ago." Those jokes aren't even that bad. When you're dating someone who is very old and you're going to a roast, this is what I thought was crazy. I was working at a conservative company at the time, working in radio, and everybody was so offended by the roast. And I go, that's what a roast is. We have become so soft as a society. Artist Sabrina Carpenter is criticized for acting out X-rated move at LA concert. People are saying it's only one step away from OnlyFans, and she pretty much grabbed a microphone and made it look like she was trying to give it oral sex, and everybody was offended by it, and they were like, "Oh, it's a bad, look for the kids," or whatever. I'm like, if a teenage star is what influences your kid, you have a problem, especially when you look at the Disney Channel and all the networks where people are kind of crazy. You definitely don't want your kids to be like that. You know what I'm saying? As I like to say, you know what I mean? Jelly bean. Alrighty. What else do we got here? I'm in a speed round right now. Just going through the Daily Mail. Disgraced CBS anchor Charlie Rose makes an appearance in court for his 2018 sexual harassment case. Disgraced CBS anchor Charlie Rose made a surprise public appearance in New York City as the long-running sexual harassment lawsuit drags on. The veteran journalist, 82, was snapped arriving at the New York State Supreme Court in Manhattan last Friday for a hearing on the ongoing civil case filed by his former colleagues in 2018. He has kept a low profile as he was accused of predatory behavior and blatant and repeated sexual harassment by 3 women, which led to his dismissal. But the former TV anchor host broke cover in Manhattan when he was seen looking weathered and downcast when he made his way into the courtroom. He's 82. Rest in peace to my Uncle Ken, but my Uncle Ken was like, he's definitely innocent. He didn't do anything because he was a big fan. Charlie Rose was good at what he did, but he was so boring. Rose was fired from his gigs at CBS and PBS after 27 women came forward to accuse him of sexual harassment, including groping, making lewd late-night phone calls, and being naked in their presence. He definitely has that Bill O'Reilly energy, where Bill O'Reilly left those voicemails 20 years ago. Him and Pat O'Brien. I remember morning radio was all about that. I don't understand sexual harassment. Like, I may be a little bit unconventional, but I am going to tell you, I am able to get women because they tell me I'm a nice guy. And if I can give you dating advice out there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what you got to do is when you talk to a woman, say, hey, what's up? How's it going? And I know that might not work with everybody, but most women get immediately harassed online by guys sending them dick pictures or guys doing that. And when you play the nice guy card, you're going to win. Also here, Pete Davidson, not in rehab nor heartbroken. Bachelor alum speaks out. Pete Davidson is not nursing a broken heart in rehab. This according to his falsely alleged ex-girlfriend who shut down the growing rumors about the actor. A report circulated Sunday that the comedian had allegedly checked himself into rehab after being in bad shape after splitting from the Bachelor alum. Maria said, never dated Pete. False rumors. I'm friends with his sister. Case closed. Just spoke to his sister. He's not in rehab and has been sober for months. Can't believe this shit. It's very insulting to his recovery and my mental health. He's literally home. Here's the thing. Here's the key word. He didn't date her. He probably hooked up with her. I don't know. I try not to talk about clout chasing women every single day, but it's like, it's this new Gen Z thing where it's just like they feel like they need to clap back. Like you look at Jessica Simpson and she's going through that divorce and she hasn't, trashed her ex. She made a thirst trap photo and she's like, look at me, I'm pretty. Also here, Helena Hudgens' mother, Alec Baldwin won't apologize to me, so I'm skipping the Rust premiere. Well, in Alec Baldwin's mind, he did nothing wrong, so why would he say sorry to you? Also, Denzel Washington says, wine was my thing for 15 years, but I've been clean for a decade. That saying, black don't crack, is very accurate because he does not look like he's 69 years old. Jay Cutler, heading to the altar, engaged to his girlfriend. I'm wondering how long that engagement or even the marriage to Samantha Robertson will take. Because I bet Jay Cutler at first, his don't care attitude is probably very charming, but after a while, it just grows thin. I don't know. It's because I'm a I'm a disgruntled Chicago Bears fan. But I cannot stand Jay Cutler. I think everybody knows that. But I just think he is the absolute positive worst. He just is a failure. Like he's a successful failure, but like he literally could not do anything for Chicago. I don't know. I try not to be disgruntled. I really try to be positive about Jay Cutler and not like live in the past. But my God, was he so hateable on the Bears. And I kind of met him because I went to this thing called the Waddle and Sylvie Jay Cutler Show. It's a local legendary show on ESPN 1000 in Chicago. And every Monday they would go to a different bar and interview him. And when Kristen Cavallari is taking pictures with Fan, but Jay is not, that's a problem. The Ring Girls are speaking out on their newfound fame from the Paul versus Tyson fight. Let's listen to this.
You were being watched by millions of people worldwide. How does it feel?
It felt amazing. I'm originally from Brazil, so my family watched as well, all my friends. So
They didn't watch, they saw a spinning wheel.
I got messages from all over the world. Hey, I saw you on TV. And for sure, in the arena as well, the energy of the crowd, everybody cheering on their favorite fighters. It was amazing.
And did your following go up? It must have, because like I said, you're gorgeous. So did your following go up after the Jake Paul fight? Did you realize like, oh wow, I got like thousands of followers all of a sudden?
It did for sure.
You know, there's that parasocial relationship with the guys that they think they have a chance with her.
I was talking to the other girls while we're actually on the event. I was like, oh, my Instagram is going crazy. People are messaging me from all over the world. Hey, I saw you on TV. Hey, I saw you on TV. So it was fun. It was for sure. My following did go up.
I have that saying, if I'm bored, you are bored. So here's what we're going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the gallery, we are going to take a quick break. 856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. This show is for the hard-working average Joe and Jane that grind in life. I don't care if you live in the U.S. or the U.K. As long as you're listening, that's all that matters. We will be right back on Hoppe Hour after this. Do not touch that radio dial or that streaming device. However the hell you're listening to my show known as Hoppe Hour. We will be right back. Hang on.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Hoppe Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
Sure we ain't playing when you hear us saying it's a Queens thing, man. If you ask us what set we claim or what hood we from, we say Queens, Queens, Queens.
Now in tune with the sounds of the best niggas that ever do it and still doing it the best. This is what it sound like over in QU. The projects is haunted houses, real demons and ghouls. You shaking in your shoes, get some Henny, light a Dutch, smoking back-to-back bogeys. You scared to death, son, out here is real tough. Niggas will line you up, real sharp like the barber. Get your head cut.
I bang bang and boogie your blood on my hoodie. You outside stunting with your jewelry, oh goody. It's easy, man. Believe me, man. When I'm hurting the jokes, that'll ease the pain. I'm the shittiest nigga. I cut the prettiest nigga from his ear to his chin. I don't care, we was friends. Yeah, I did it back then, and I'll do it again. I catch a flashback on your jack and wait a Mac 10. Man, take that shit off. You know for sure we ain't playing when you hear us saying it's a Queens thing, man. If you ask us what set we claim or what hood we from, we say Queens, Queens,
I don't slide like Usher, I don't make no bands. I ain't a frontin' ass coward, I don't Rick sound scam. I wish Rick and Russell was back, I miss the old Def Jam. Cause them new monkeys act like they don't know who I am. The promotion and marketing wasn't worth a damn. Now they on the balls again. Cause 50, my man, it's a Queens thing, doofy. This is how we do. We rep a hood, goofy. How about you? This is L talking, not some Patron and trees. Look at the caliber of players that roll with me. Now I'm back on top where I'm supposed to be. And y'all paying the respect your niggas owe to me. Queens, nigga.
You know for sure we ain't playing when you hear us saying it's a Queens thing, man. If you ask us what set we claim or what hood we from, we say Queens, Queens.
Queens dope, you know what it is, pop. They walk up on you, force you in the whip. Barrels poked in your ribs, pop. Clear from a 6-shot, bills while in the hip cop. Apes with a shaper from C76 block. Queens home of the gulliest goons, fuzzy to roam with 50 caliber gun smoke. Mac 1 and 1 toast. Back when I slung dope, slinging packs. Stainless gat pack the back of the DMC in the run coat. Play the PE logo go. Put in front of the gun scope. Queens hear me, boy, bring it here where they slump folks. Desi with a cartridge in, ready on your market spin. Barks from the dark, got the hands shaking like Parkinson's, feel me?
You know for sure we ain't playing when you hear us saying it's a Queens thing, man. If you ask us what zip we claim or what hood we from, we say Queens, Queens,
My
Queens.
seat lean back, finger on the trigger, tints on the hoopty, listening to Thriller. Mama said, Mama sa my kusa. I got 16 shots in my Ruger. I put one in your brain, you're my doula. I'm in Southside Queens with my Luger. I turn your dreams into nightmares like Kruger. But I'm not from Elm Street, I'm from Godbrew. Yeah!
You know for sure we ain't playing when you hear us saying it's a Queens thing, man. If you ask us what zip we claim or what hood we from, we say Queens, Queens, Queens.
downloads. 70 downloads. 70 downloads.
Happy Hour will be right back. Happy Hour will be right back. Happy Hour will be right back.
Oh, yeah. Air horn time. This following segment has been brought to you by the best pre- and post-workout in the game. That being Fortify.com. FORTIFEYE.com. Go there. And at checkout, use keyword Ryan20.
Now, something completely different. It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Hey, I'm Chaperone. You're listening to Hoppe Hour with my boy Ryan Hoppe. You're shaking it up with my boy Ryan Hoppe on Hoppe Hour.
He is heavily medicated, always high, allegedly, and caffeinated on energy drinks. What could possibly go wrong?
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Ryan's tall like the sky. 6'9" he's fly. From Chicago to the Bay. In St. Pete he'll stay. Talk of love and fame. Dating life's his game. News on stars he spills. With laughter fills. Happy Hour, all you need.
Oh, sure.
Rich and Ely, take a seat.
Yeah, bitch.
Ryan's got the groove. Happy Hour makes you move.
What's going on?
A cat by the side.
Meow.
In Florida they reside.
856-49 Hoppe. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You can always email me, RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com. Let's get back into the content.
Happy Hour, all you need. Rich and Ely, take a seat.
Oh, happy hot topic.
Jay Leno is on the mend. The former Tonight Show host is dealing with multiple injuries after falling down the side of a steep hill while on his way to dinner before a recent performance in Pittsburgh.
So he was wearing an eye patch out and about, and I'm not doing a conspiracy theory. I'm a huge fan of Jay Leno. I know there's those rumors that he was in there was like a closet at a meeting about David Letterman getting the Tonight Show, and he was freaking out about it. I know there's the whole, and he never got the Tonight Show, but I know there's a lot of negativity and kind of annoyingness about Jay Leno, but I was always a fan of him growing up, and I think it's because my family liked David Letterman, and I was just trying to be different. But here's what I'm going to say. People on Twitter were wondering, like, maybe if he owed money and he got beat up. It's a little sketchy, but I'm going to lean towards believing Jay because I want to, because I liked watching him growing up.
Telling Inside Edition, I'm a little beat up, fell 60 feet. The 74-year-old adds that he broke his wrist and lost my nail on the finger. Continuing, I am all black and blue from 60 feet of hitting rocks.
Somebody said in the comment section, is he getting beat up by his wife? His wife has dementia or Alzheimer's.
Noting that one of the rocks hit me in the eye, which necessitated Jay wearing an eye patch and left him with a swollen eye.
Arr!
He told the outlet that he checked out his injuries in the restaurant bathroom, but still made it on stage for his performance and would be checking in with a doctor soon. Unfortunately for the comedian, who has been married to Mavis Leno since 1980, this is far from the first scary accident he's experienced in recent years.
He doesn't even seem like a dude that would cheat. He seems like an overall good guy.
In November 2022, Jay sustained burns from a gasoline fire, which occurred while he was working on one of his many classic cars.
Yeah, I don't think he got beat up for owing money. I think that was the person on Twitter projecting. He seems like he has bad luck.
He explained on Today, a month after the accident.
It was a 1907 white steam.
Man, that voice is so legendary.
Steam car. So the fuel line was clogged, so I was underneath it, trying to clog, and I said, blow some air through the line, let's see if we can clear. And then a line, and then poof, and suddenly, boom, I got a face full of gas. And then the pilot light jumped and my face caught on fire. And I said to my friend, I said, Dave, I'm on fire. And Dave was like, okay. I said, no, Dave, I'm on fire.
And his friend Dave, who was there, detailed the exact moment it happened.
I couldn't even see his face. He downplays it all, but I'm telling you, he was really engulfed. I couldn't see his face.
It was on fire?
It was a wall of fire.
What was the first thing you did when you saw him engulfed in flames?
I just grabbed him. He was just under the car. I grabbed him by the head and I pulled his head into my chest.
Jay suffered yet another accident in January 2023 when he broke his collarbone, ribs,
Yeah, he just has bad luck.
and cracked his kneecaps after getting knocked off his motorcycle. He told
guy.
the Las Vegas Review-Journal after the incident, I turned down a side street and cut through a parking lot, and unbeknownst to me, some guy had a wire strung across the parking lot with no flag hanging from it.
Yeah, he should never drive or do anything in Florida. He would literally die. People suck down here when it comes to driving.
Continued, so you know I didn't see it until it was too late. It just clotheslined me and boom, knocked me off the bike.
Oh, man. There we go. 856 49 Hoppe.
Happy Hot Topic! Let's turn to Diddy. On day 65 behind bars, he's back in federal court amid accusations of witness tampering.
It's very weird. His case, Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, I love saying it wrong. Trump's case. I don't know why the rich and elite get sketch artists, why we can't get pictures of them in court. It's very sketchy.
After an alleged raid on his Brooklyn jail cell.
I gotta skip over this because of copyright.
Inside, Diddy appeared tired and unkempt, wearing a jail jumpsuit, but
yeah, he's not really, getting pampered by Meek Mill before he has sex with men.
No shackles after lawyers argued they could create bias for a potential jury pool.
The prosecutors are accusing Diddy of obstructing justice from
Well, he did.
jail. They're saying that he's using other inmates' phones to make calls. He's using three-way to get other people on the phone that aren't approved.
Happy birthday, Daddy.
They're using social media to try to get out there and influence a jury pool. That's the government's argument.
Thank you, baby. I love you.
Meanwhile, Diddy's team is accusing prison officials of confiscating confidential handwritten notes of his legal strategy during a raid on his cell last month.
What a moron.
They say those notes are now in the hands of trial prosecutors, which is a, quote, egregious breach of attorney-client privilege.
Yeah, you don't say.
Diddy will be back in court Friday for his third bail hearing.
I hope he does not get bail. 856 49 Hoppe.
Happy Hot Topic!
Matthew McConaughey is opening up about why he and his family moved away from Hollywood. While speaking on the Good Trouble podcast, the Oscar winner shares that before he starred in projects like True Detective and Dallas Buyers Club,
he was good in the first season of True Detective, but that second season was awful.
Was only seen as the quote rom-com dude, and the genre ultimately led him to leaving Hollywood in 2010.
And I was the rom-com dude, man.
Yep.
That was my lane, and I liked that lane. That lane paid well, and it was working.
Yep.
But the lane I was so strong in that lane that anything outside of that lane, dramas and stuff that I wanted to do, we're like, no, McConaughey. Hollywood said, no, you should stay there.
Stay there, but you didn't want to.
I didn't want to. So since I couldn't do what I wanted to do, I stopped doing what I was doing, and I moved down to the ranch in Texas, and I went down there and made a pact with my wife and said, I'm not going back to work unless I get offered roles I want to do.
And reflecting on the state of his career was what he needed to set his boundaries.
Man, the devil's in the infinite yeses, not the no's. No is just as important, if not more important, especially if you have some level of success and access. No becomes more important than yes. Because, we can all look around and see we've over-leveraged our life with yeses and going, geez, oh man, I'm making C minuses and all this shit in my life because I said yes to too many things. I've had many times in my life where I'm going, man, I'm going through autopilot right now. And I may think I'm handling everything all right, but I don't feel any of it.
That's sad.
Nothing's personal to me. So I've had times in my life where I said, nope, full stop, no.
And although the 55-year-old, who shares kids Levi, Vita, and Livingston with his wife Camila Alves, doesn't regret taking a stand, he admits that the 2 years after starring in 2009's Ghosts of Girlfriends Past were, quote, wobbly. For Matthew, expecting his eldest child was what he needed as he came to terms with his choice.
Luckily, Camila got pregnant with our first child, so there was purpose coming.
Yeah, he seems like he's been with her forever.
To look forward to, but I was still like, man's got to work. I got to craft. What do I do? And I didn't, making chimes and working in the garden wasn't cutting it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Even so, the actor explains that he turned down a multi-million-dollar film during that time to pursue more serious projects.
That must be nice where you have so much money that you can turn down a big film.
But I said no. And I think that was the one, that was probably what was seen as the most rebellious move in Hollywood by me because it really sent the signal, he ain't bluffing.
Yeah.
All right. 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-494-6773.
Whoa! Happy Hot Topic!
Life is short. Have an affair.
Ashley Madison. It's the notorious dating site where cheating spouses go looking for affairs.
I remember I worked with somebody who cheats on their wife all the time, and their email was on there, and they were like, I was just looking around.
I just don't want to get caught.
But you may recall that in 2015, Ashley Madison went into a tailspin after hackers obtained the personal data of more than 30 million of its clients.
That's not good.
The scandal over those hacked records from the cheating website Ashley Madison's getting bigger.
But what happened to those individuals affected by the hack? Some are part of a new Netflix docuseries.
I signed up with all my real information, which obviously was a stupid decision.
Popular Christian YouTuber Sam Rader.
A religious person being phony? That never happens. I mean, seriously.
Says he felt his world crumble when he was outed on Twitter.
Don't trust a website that is based on something so immoral and destructive.
Oh, I'm just mad I got caught.
Describe for me, Nia, how you felt when Sam first told you that he had been on Ashley Madison.
It was very shocking. And
why are you still with him? God's not real. He doesn't want you to be with somebody if he is real.
Confusing. I was angry with him. I also wanted nothing to do with him.
But miraculously, he and his wife, Nia, stayed together and
well, that's stupid.
Ended up writing a book about their experience.
As much as I appreciate the hack because it brought us into a place of freedom.
You're lying to yourself.
Living in the light, it's devastating what it's done to other families out there, other marriages.
But other affairs exposed in the Ashley Madison hacking have ended in tragedy.
I was crushed. I was devastated.
Christy Gibson says her husband, John, a pastor, took...
Pastor, of course they're all doing it.
His life when his name was exposed.
I need to tell my story. People need to know what the presence of secrecy and sin does to your soul. It eats away at you.
You'd think after that scandal, Ashley Madison would have come crashing down. Well, according to the company, AshleyMadison.com is bigger than ever.
We are doing amazing business.
What a scumbag.
We have had more than 2 million members join this year alone.
I sat down with Ashley Madison's Chief Operating Officer, Paul Keeble.
You lost trust with your customers. You were hacked. Are you still doing business today in the same way?
We came out of 2015 understanding that we needed to really work hard to repair the trust with our membership. At the core of Ashley Madison, everything is based on discretion.
There's no core. You're scumbags.
People's lives have been destroyed. Some people took their own lives after this hack.
I understand the criticism, and we accept that. But the reality is, if we shut down business tomorrow, not one affair is going to be stopped.
That's not a bad point.
Says the site actually helps save relationships.
What are you talking about?
For spouses in a sexless marriage.
We are providing a service that I understand that people on a moral level, on a religious level will chastise us for, but we are helping millions of people around the world fulfill or make their life more fulfilling.
So you're claiming
I can't listen to this.
That cheating on your spouse actually helps your marriage?
In some spaces, absolutely.
All right. That guy cheats all the time, speaking of a creep.
Did embattled Matt Gaetz take 2 young women to New York to see the Broadway show Pretty Woman and pay them for sex? Lawyer Joel Leopard, who represents the 2 women, tells Inside Edition the trip to New York City took place in January 2019. Gaetz was a panelist on the Fox News show Outnumbered, and he took them along.
I've done almost every show on your network, but this couch has been my white whale.
They took a tour of the Fox News facilities as Representative Gaetz was giving an interview at Fox News that night.
According to their attorney, the 2 women told the House Ethics Panel that after that appearance on Fox, Matt Gaetz took them to a Manhattan hotel to have sex. Then they went to see a Broadway show just like any other tourists visiting the Big Apple. The show they saw was the musical Pretty Woman, based on the popular Julia Roberts Richard Gere movie about a high-class escort and the businessman who pays her for sex.
That would be something Matt Gaetz would go to.
One of the women also claims that Gaetz took one of them to a party at this house in a gated community outside Orlando in July
Orlando is freaky.
2017.
She had sex with Representative Gaetz within minutes of arriving, and
they're like, let's get it going. Mm-hmm.
She witnessed Representative Gaetz having sex with her friend, who was a minor, was 17 at the time, as she was walking out to the pool area.
What is it about these Republicans? They always act like they're above everybody, and then they're the ones cheating. Mm-hmm.
Gaetz was unaware that she was a minor at the time.
Oh, yeah, totally.
But I believe the minor turned 18 in December of 2017, after which they continued their sexual relationship.
Then that girl that's sleeping with him at that time must have real daddy issues. And I bet now, 7 years later, she's like totally regretting it. She's like, what, 25 now?
Women claim Gaetz used PayPal and Venmo to pay them.
The House went through each
that's stupid.
transaction and asked my clients what was it for, and my clients frequently testified that the payments were for sex.
All right, so you got that going on. And Wayne Knight, who played Newman on Seinfeld and was in Jurassic Park, says weight loss has negatively impacted his career. Maybe not having, I'm not saying he doesn't have any talent, but maybe it's a you problem, not the weight.
You look so good.
Why, thank you.
I almost didn't recognize you.
Well, that's not good.
That's funny. How'd you lose so much?
It's over a period of many years. Mm-hmm. Everything that anyone could ever try, from therapy to drugs to surgery to
Ozempic
to radiation.
Everybody wants to be skinny, but it all looks so unhealthy and forced.
To being taken by aliens.
Right.
Every single one of them, and one of them worked.
What's that?
I don't know.
Oh, right. Are you doing it like the old-fashioned way? Is that effective?
What do you mean, like not eating? Yes, that does work.
And going to the gym regularly?
Oh, no, I was, but then somebody like you caught me coming out of a place, and so...
He's pretty much making up an excuse. He just didn't feel like working out.
Oh, that embarrassed you?
That shouldn't. I mean, if I'm working out, it's not embarrassing, but I had resting bitch face when I came out of working out.
Yeah, you're annoyed by the paparazzi. He's just finding excuses not to go to the gym.
I wasn't like...
That's funny. How much weight would you say you've lost from like max to now?
7,000 pounds.
Wow, not bad.
I lose 10, I gain 50, I lose 100, I gain...
Sounds like my life.
Gain 12.
Right. But you've lost quite a lot.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
From like Jurassic Park to now is about 110 pounds.
Yeah, he's a very different looking guy.
Incredible. Is it affecting the sort of like gigs you get?
Yes, but it's
in a good way or a bad way?
Well, in a bad way, but it takes time. It takes time for people to accept you as you are, and then they find out whether or not you can still do things without.
He should just do a show with Kramer. I mean, what else is Michael Richards doing?
Without being fat.
All right, so there's that going on. And then this headline really is a big deal to me. I lost my godfather and my father to cancer. And when you get cancer, and I lost my other uncle to cancer, whatever that person wants to do or whatever they want to have their friends do should be 100% allowed. This headline made me livid.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
Dave Coulier is speaking out. The Full House star, who recently announced his stage 3 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma diagnosis, defended his friend and former co-star John Stamos after the actor received backlash for wearing a bald cap to stand in solidarity with Dave.
Whoa, he's standing in solidarity with somebody he's friends with. Why is this a problem? Not everything is outrageous. Not everything should be woke. Not everything should be offensive. If Dave's cool with it, that's all that matters. It's not you. Insert person here that's offended. It's not your cancer. And hopefully you don't get cancer. But if you do, you're going to realize that it's your cancer and nobody should tell you what to do with it. This is what pisses me off, is every day people have to find things to complain about.
I'm sorry to see a bunch of negative comments as I've just begun my cancer journey. It's our friendship, me and John, and this is how we are handling a very tough time. I'm a comedian and humor is what drives me.
Yeah, he said you have to laugh during it. People are just so self-centered. Oh, my opinion matters. Shut up.
John knows how to cheer me up, and I laughed out loud when he arrived wearing a bald cap, being a true loving friend and brother.
And when you get cancer, it's very important to have positive vibes. It's not like positivity might beat it, but when you're negative, you're 100% not going to beat it. Who cares?
The 65-year-old wrote in an Instagram post on November 19th, adding, I have heard from so many people who have been inspired enough by my words and actions to say they are going to check in with their doctors and get mammograms, a colonoscopy, or a prostate exam. I'm still going to laugh in the face of adversity. When I lost my sister Sharon, my mother Arlene, and my niece Shannon to cancer, we tried to stay positive.
So he needs to be positive. And if his friend wants to do it, that's fine. I don't even know where the outrage is. You're all a bunch of losers. If you're offended by John Stamos doing that, I don't want to hang out with you. Tell me right up front that you're offended by that and I'll block you. You're a loser.
We made each other laugh through the worst of it. So I'm choosing to spread the word about early cancer detection to help people. That's just who I am. I wish nothing but love for all of you, DC. John sparked debate online after sharing photos of himself helping shave his Fuller House co-star's head while wearing a bald cap. Both
Okay, where's the outrage?
Actors posted the images on their profiles with the caption reading in part, nothing like throwing on a bald cap and flexing some Photoshop skills to show some love and solidarity with my bro, Dave Coulier. You're handling this with so much strength and positivity. It's inspiring. I know you're going to get through this, and I'm proud to stand with you every step of the way.
There's 100% positivity and nothing wrong with this. I don't even know where the outrage is, you morons.
Love you. And while some people criticized the move, others did offer their support, including fellow Full House co-stars Candace Cameron Bure and Andrea Barber.
Wow. We have a problem as a society. Every day, somebody's got to be triggered or offended by something. You are going to die someday, and nobody will care about your opinion. And if somebody wants to have their friend do that to make themselves feel better, it's their body. So leave them alone, you morons.
Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
Now she'll go her way, and I'll go mine. Tomorrow we'll start the same place, the same time. One more time.
Let's go. You say you got a man, but what that got to do with me? As long as you straight up with me, I don't give a damn who you see. But when I'm back in town, just spend some time with me whenever your man is not around. Let me be the one that'll hold you down whenever your man is not around. Let me be the one that'll hold you down, hold you down. I'll be the one that'll turn your frowns around. Cause you can be yourself with me, no need for frontin' and sucking in your stomach. No need to suck in your stomach, knowing damn well you can't breathe. Loosen up just a little bit, I'm the one you need to chill with. When you need you some of that real, ooh, wait till you see my. Later we'll talk about it. After the first time, you might not wanna be without it. It's a reason you cheating on it. Compare him to me, I doubt it. I'm Don Blazes, we can go somewhere private and see about it. And you know that you know it's wrong, you know that the spill is strong. On the low we can get the song, if you be my Mrs. Jones. Don't mean to change your name, but I'm gonna call you Mrs. Jones. See, we both know what's wrong, but baby, we can get the song. Relax and let it flow. Nobody has to know that we got a thing going on. Let's keep this on the low. Don't mean to change your name, but I'm gonna call you Mrs. Jones. See, we both know what's wrong, but baby, we can get the song. Relax and let it flow. Nobody has to know that we got a thing going on. Let's keep this on the low. I can tell you what you missing. You miss them hugs and kisses. You miss excitement at night, and you miss excitement at night. And girl, you don't feel the same. And he's steady tripping, ain't he? Tripping, ain't he? Tripping, ain't he? And I'm gonna simply change it. See, I can taste your cherry pie before I slide inside. See, I miss Jones them cause they lonely and they decent times. I read between them lines. I see that you be crying cause he ain't even trying. So I'm the one to ease your mind. Girl, you ain't fooling me. Your man ain't who he used to be. And plus, girl, he ain't cool as me. Filthy riches who can treat you just like the Queen of England. So when you're ready for some freaking, you ain't gotta leave him. You can be my Mrs. Jones. Don't mean to change your name, but I'm gonna call you Mrs. Jones. See, we both know what's wrong, but baby, we can get the song. Relax and let it flow. Nobody has to know that we got a thing going on. Let's keep this on the low. Don't mean to change your name, but I'm gonna call you Mrs. Jones. See, we both know what's wrong, but baby, we can get the song. Relax and let it flow. Nobody has to know that we got a thing going on. Let's keep it
Let's
on the low.
get busy, baby, take it off. Make it wiggle when you walk. Neighbors gonna call the law, cause I'm about to break you off. Got kids, lock them out. Send them out with your spouse. Make it rock when it's soft. Wanna see you cry the wild. Me and you, let's have a ball. Make it hot like Arkansas. Snatch the phone out the wall. Let me see that monkey paw. Dip it low, ride it slow. On the bed, on the floor. Up and down, there we go. Round and round, yeah, you know. Breathing like some animal. Find the camera, strike a pose. Girl, let's take a lot of those. When we done, take some more. I know you tired of creeping, but now you know you cheating. But you with me because you like the way that yeah is eating. You know it feels good, but we both know it's wrong. This what it is, girl. You my Mrs. Jones.
Don't mean to change your name, but I'm gonna call you Mrs. Jones. See, we both know what's wrong, but baby, we can get the song. Relax and let it flow. Nobody has to know that we got a thing going on. Let's keep this on the low. Don't mean to change your name, but I'm gonna call you Mrs. Jones. See, we both know what's wrong, but baby, we can get the song. Relax and let it.
Happy Hour will be right back.
70 downloads. Oh, yeah. Before we wrap up this show, we have a lot of sponsors to thank. This following segment has been brought to you by Rich Keeley Master Barbershop, 4545 West Kennedy Boulevard, and that is in Tampa. Go to richkbarber.com and sign up ahead of time. and tell them I sent you and you'll save $10. I got my haircut today. I usually don't take pictures of myself because I market myself through my voice and not through video. But if you want to see a picture of me, go to Ryan Hoppe Radio and my haircut is there. This is also being brought to you by Amir Academy of Martial Arts at amiracademy.com, 2700 22nd Street North, and that's in St. Petersburg. When I tell you that they are the best MMA trainer in all of the Bay Area, I am a man of my words. amiracademy.com for all the info. WestChasePrinting.com is the best printing company in all of the Bay Area in the world. WestChasePrinting.com, you can get posters, business cards, yard signs, whatever the hell you need. Just go there at westchaseprinting.com and tell them on the invoice that I sent you. This is also being brought to you by counselingoncall.net. If you need help with your mental health, who doesn't? We're all a little crazy. Go to counselingoncall.net and tell them I sent you. All right, here's a world premiere. Before we get back to the show, Hammer and Hank, who I am going to be co-hosting the Hammer and Hank show with Henry Oakes and Ryan Hoppe beginning December 6th. He has a new PSA.
Hello again, it's your buddy Hammer and Hank. You know that the holidays can be a stressful time of the year for people with autism. So here are a couple of interesting facts to make your holidays more festive. The holidays are all about connecting with families to celebrate the good times. And always remember to celebrate this time of year in good spirits. To find out more, please contact your local mental health center or visit autismspeech.org. Autism, being different can be a good thing.
I love Hammer and Hank. He is an inspiration and has made my life better.
And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Since we are an hour and 33 minutes in, I want to play some of these new liners I have. Here's one.
Hey, this is Eric Zane. You're like, who? Yeah, I know. Anyway, you're listening to Ryan Hoppe. Hoppe Hour. This motherfucker is resilient as shit. Everybody tries to rub Ryan's fucking face in dog shit.
Oh, jeez.
And then he always picks himself up. I love that. Fuck everybody, give them the finger, and kick their ass, Ryan Hoppe. Hey, this is Eric Zane, and I love Ryan Hoppe, despite the fact that he talks to that piece of shit, Chad Zumach.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, you're listening to Hoppe Hour. Fuck Chad. Go Ryan.
Attention, people. This is Southside Steve, and you're listening to the Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Attention, this is not AI. I am a real human being. This is Jeff Zito from 98.7 The Shark, and you are listening to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Call Hoppe now. 856-49-HOPPE. Tweet at him at Ryan Hoppe Radio.
Dating apps. He's 6'9", but in reality, he's 6'8.5".
HoppeRadio.com.
Alrighty, we've gone off the rails, but that is what you would expect from my show.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Hoppe in the morning. Tune in and you'll see. Ryan Hoppe's got the magic. It's live on your frequency. Hoppe Hour with Ryan. Start your day with a cheer. Turn that dial to Hoppe. We'll make your morning clear. Join us for the laughter, music and good vibes. Ryan's got the answers to brighten up your ride. Hoppe Hour with Ryan. Start your day with a cheer. Turn that dial to Hoppe. We'll make your morning clear. News and jokes together. Make your mornings bright. Live with Ryan Hoppe. We're setting things just right. Hoppe Hour with Ryan. Start your day with a cheer. Turn that dial to Hoppe. We'll make your morning clear.
856-49-HOPPE. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. If can always email me, RyanHoppyRadio@gmail.com. And follow me on TikTok at Ryan Hoppe Radio. There's other accounts like Ryan Hoppe 76 or whatever. Ryan Hoppe Radio is the only one. All right. Let's get back to the content on Hoppe Hour. Let's get some local news.
Happy Hot Topic!
A lot of stories for us to cover tonight, but we do want to start with the future of the Tampa Bay Rays.
Let's go live to ABC Action News reporter Eric Waxler standing by for us in Pinellas County, where commissioners are meeting at this hour. And Eric, commissioners getting blindsided today by that letter from the Tampa Bay Rays essentially shutting down this stadium deal.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, and this is the letter right here in my hand, a strongly worded letter. And basically the Rays said because of all the delays in finalizing the financing for the Rays' new stadium in downtown St. Petersburg, the project is in jeopardy. That's what this letter says. It was written by Rays presidents Brian Ault and Matt Silverman.
Yeah, this is not looking good.
Both came here to the county commission meeting this afternoon, although they said in advance in the letter they would not be answering any questions. Silverman actually just left a little while ago for another meeting. They wrote in the...
This is the problem with the Rays, is they have no connection to the Bay Area. The Bucks are always open and honest. The Lightning are beloved. But you always have this thing where the Rays just think they're above talking to people. It's like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Letter, the county's failure to finalize the bonds last month ended the ability for a 2028 delivery of the ballpark. That's when the new stadium was supposed to be ready. The letter says that will mean significantly higher costs if the stadium is delayed another year. The Rays letter says that
it's such a waste of money.
Team is saddened and stunned by this unfortunate turn of events, and they say they've already spent $50 million.
I don't know why they didn't have something protecting the roof. I don't know if the owner's cheap. Well, he is, because he never wants to pay players. But I don't know what he was thinking.
They did end the letter saying they stand ready to work on a new solution. Now, before commissioners started their discussion, which is going on as we speak, the public had their chance. And we heard people for and against financing this $1.3 billion stadium.
The deal has already been signed. Now is the time to move forward with our legally bound requirements and invest in our future prosperity. If we fail to do so, we are in legitimate legal peril, and the Rays Hines Group could very well still walk away with a large chunk of real estate without any obligations to build a stadium.
As residents recover from historic hurricane damages, it's
hard to care about baseball when you have 2 hurricanes. Well, 3 this year, if you include the one in August.
Harsh that the redevelopment of the Rays Stadium remains such a stubborn priority for you, our leaders.
Hell yeah, good job, bro.
Whether the Rays stay here or not, you'll be stuck with us, the residents. In an even worse scenario where they retain redevelopment rights and don't actually play any games, you'll still be stuck with us, the residents.
Yeah, and just before I stepped out, some interesting conversation. There were, of course, a lot of questions about the future of Tropicana Field and whether or not it would be repaired. An official from the city of St. Petersburg says they do want to repair the Trop as soon as possible.
I don't know what they're waiting for. They haven't even tried getting it ready. I'm not saying that they can get it ready by April. And I'm not saying you want to rely on it, because then it's like, what if you get it ready and then you're already signed to George Steinbrenner Field? I don't know if there was a contract or whatever, but they haven't even begun. You could literally hire people for $15 to $20 an hour, which might be too much for the Rays, to have people fix it. I would do it for money. I don't know. I don't know what they're waiting on. These idiots.
And use insurance and FEMA money to help do so. They say that.
Oh, yeah, FEMA money, where we had only $2 billion, but we give all this money to other countries. Let's focus on the Rays. What are we doing here?
Is the fiscally responsible thing to do. They say if there was a settlement between the city and the Rays that would allow them to leave, then there is, yes, a chance, hypothetically, that the Rays would never come back to St. Petersburg. But again, so much discussion ongoing.
They shouldn't even be in St. Pete. It's the Tampa Bay Rays. It's Tampa. And the thing is, this will be the ultimate test if people care. Because everybody says, I don't want to drive across the bridge. Even though in New York City, in Philly, in Chicago, in Milwaukee, in LA, in San Francisco, I'm pretty sure Dallas, people drive in traffic to go to sporting events. That's what you do. And the thing is, now that they're playing in Tampa, if people don't attend in Tampa, they shouldn't even be a team. I'm sorry. I know there's people that do care, but it's not that big of a number. And here's the thing. This is getting ridiculous. When you're using FEMA money, when they don't even really embrace the area, I don't know what we're doing. And then there's this.
Morning, the future of the Tampa Bay Rays remains rocky. In a surprising move yesterday, the team announced the stadium deal to keep the team in St. Pete is suspended, and Pinellas County leaders delayed a vote on the stadium. Stia?
It is leaving fans with a lot of questions about what's next for the team. I want to bring in now ABC Action News reporter Keely McCormick. She's live at the Trop this morning. Good morning to you, Keely. This is the latest dramatic episode in this soap opera. So what?
It really is a soap opera.
Is next?
Hey guys, good morning. This really is, and this may be the beginning of the end for the Tampa Bay Rays here in St. Pete as uncertainty with that stadium deal continues to.
I went to a funeral for a local sports media figure in Tampa Bay at the Trop, and it was the perfect place to have a funeral. The other thing about the Trop is it's so quiet in there because nobody goes that my loud voice, I think people have heard me before, especially when I would go there drunk.
Unfold. As for what comes next, that's still up in the air, but the relationship between the county and the Rays looks unsteady.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
The Rays' future in Tampa Bay is looking rocky right now because the deal to keep the team in St. Pete is in serious jeopardy. Tuesday, the Pinellas County Board of County Commissioners decided to delay a vote on financing part of the Rays' new stadium deal. This comes after the Rays announced that the deal to keep the team in St. Pete is suspended.
I'm kind of seeing this dissipate before my eyes, and that is sad.
Commissioners like Renee Flower.
Is it sad, or should you work on the infrastructure?
Signed off on the deal back in July, giving many people a reason to celebrate. But a series of events sent the team and commissioners back to the drawing board. In October, Hurricane Milton ripped the roof off Tropicana Field. Commissioners questioned where the Rays would play next, so they delayed funding on the new stadium for the first time in October. Then 2 new commissioners were voted into office. After that, the Rays said the team would temporarily play at Steinbrenner Field in Tampa, which caused more commotion among commissioners.
I'm not in favor of them playing in Hillsborough County.
The team's owner,
it's the Pinellas County guy.
Stu Sternberg, told the Tampa Bay Times that
that cheap piece of garbage, can't stand him. Every time you have a good player, he doesn't want to pay it. And then you wonder why you're literally a farm team for the MLB.
Commissioner's delay may have killed the deal. Now many are wondering.
Such an asswipe. Says right here, Stu Sternberg said that action sent a clear message that we lost the county as a partner. The future of baseball in Tampa has been less certain after that vote. But you've done nothing to help it out.
The deal. Now many are wondering if the team is bluffing and what comes next.
Trust me, they're not bluffing. They never had a deal. And I know I got in trouble for saying this last year. They never had a deal in Tampa prior to signing that deal a year ago, okay? It was leverage, making me mad. The Rays are a loser organization. They literally do baseball based off of analytics and math, which never works. That Moneyball thing never works. They took Blake Snell out of Game 7 in the World Series when he was playing well and they lost. And then they didn't want to pay Blake Snell. It's just, screw you.
Commissioners say they have more questions because the team hasn't been keeping them in the loop.
I think that the race strategy sucks, to be perfectly honest with you. I think it has for quite some time.
Yeah, that's the Pinellas County Commissioner. Good. I'm glad you have a commissioner using the word sucked. I'm not saying I'm offended by it, but when you have somebody using a crude word like that, it's like good riddance.
They are horrible communicators, and I think they're the most
And what are you? I bet you're so great to communicate with, you stupid boomer.
politically tone-deaf organization I've ever met in my life.
Oh, really? I bet you're tone deaf. I bet you're so much fun to be around. Screw you. So sick of it.
Happy Hot Topic!
Business owners on Central Avenue in St. Pete are stuck fixing damage, not from the storms, but from vandals. This happened early yesterday morning, and it is not the first time. Fox 13's Kaylee Tracy says it's adding more costs as businesses try to get back on their feet after the hurricanes.
It's a popular lunchtime spot in downtown St. Pete, but the GM of Papo's Taqueria on Central Avenue says someone didn't seem to be a fan early Monday morning.
If you're vandalizing businesses, you are a loser. Can't stand people like that.
He just saw it, stopped, flipped it over, and then casually walked away. So it just tells me he's just looking to destroy something for fun.
GM Kyle Franz says his staff walked into work to find one of their umbrellas broken and a table damaged.
It's just an additional cost. It's a little bit more aggravation. And, you know, right now when you're trying to get things back on track, it's just one more thing you got to deal with.
Around the same time Monday morning, the co-owner of Copa, a few doors down, says their cameras captured a man flipping chairs and tables outside of their restaurant. Co-owner Maxim Tuyere says it looks like the same person in Papo's video.
It's probably the same person.
Just being able to survive throughout the storms was already a blessing enough, and to kind of navigate through the disturbances of being closed for almost 2 weeks. To just have to deal with the kind of vandalism on top of that is just not something that we anticipated or are used to dealing with in St. Pete.
I swear, this is going to sound really corny, but I am so glad that I'm not a sociopath that demolishes other businesses. Like, you are the scum of the earth if you're doing that.
Tuyere says this is the second time in about a month this has happened, causing about $1,000 in damage.
Yeah, I hope they find that scumbag.
I would just like to prevent this from happening again in the future, and if we can help stop this happening to other businesses too, then that would basically be our main goal.
All right. 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-494-6773. I'm really fired up about everything I talked about, and I don't want to be negative when talking about my favorite thing known as the NBA. So we are going to take a quick break.
Hoppe Hour will be right back.
856-49-HOPPY. 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. This show is for the hardworking average Joe and Jane that grind in life. I don't care if you live in the U.S. or the U.K. As long as you're listening, that's all that matters. Go on TikTok and search up search up Ryan Hoppe Radio. There you can follow me and we can spread the word. We will be right back on Hoppe Hour after this. Hang on.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Hoppe Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
Now niggas know I'm from New York. Shit, I love California, yeah. From back when NWA rock the black and gray raid and shit, or some gangster shit. Niggas wasn't thinking about hoes and how maintenance the coupe with the translucent roof. I done two-tone the blues just to ride up the strip for the look on sunset. You sun up for sunset, niggas be on some pimp shit. But you already know this. If you ever know this, by the looks of me, baby, I'm holding it. I ain't telling if you ain't know when I'm a dog. Meet me at the Mondrian. I'll be sitting out front in the back watching the Star is Born. And you ain't getting gone, at least no time soon. Cause we heading over to the Viper Room to get high on whatever your heart desires. But you can start giving head while we ride sunset. Come on.
Go right in my car, watch my body get so wet. It's gonna be the night, being like you okay. I make you feel good while we ride, so good while we ride. Take a ride up and down the sunset. Go right in my car, watch my body get so wet.
California's the mecca of hydraulics. The switches on low riders, the Dayton's on gold wires. West siders throw it up, my nigga, it's all love. I'm calling out every grip and blood in LA. Essays hit the strip on dubs, let's hit the club. My bitches in stars stripping for dubs. Mommy, what's up? Lambo doors up. When they see me, they show me love. Honk the horn, pull over and roll up. The chronic and blow dubs. Better hope it ain't no gunplay, cause Sunset Friday is Crenshaw Sundays. And I love LA like Snoop Love and 6 Trey. Where would I be without Dre to live and die in LA? All we know is low riders and sex, and what happens on Sunset stays on Sunset. Got the whole strip throwing up dubs, and since Pac died it ain't been no California love. Your whips for the bay, just under shades. We sitting on chrome, candy painted in parlor. 6'4", 6 deuce, continentals with suicide dogs. Can't help but floss when you in Los Angeles. Just learn your dress codes, B's and C's, cause it's all about the G-code. Niggas fucking these free calls, I'm being that Borico. Niggas stacking these Legos, bitches moving that milk no more, less than a day old. Riding down Rodeo with twins that resemble J-Lo. They wanna get the lick and the pimp in the right places. I promise I'll be patient before I get to replacing the bed. I mean, there's 2 of them, shit. That means there's 4 lips at one time around one dick. And they doing it while we hitting the strip in the back of the 6. Sunset, we riding high on
Happy Hour will be right back.
Oh, sure. 70 downloads, something like that.
And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Hey, this is Lex Staley with the Lex and Terry Radio Network. We are nationally syndicated, and this guy is so much better than we are. So you should get back to the Hoppe Hour.
Syndicated across the world and heard exclusively on every podcasting platform by searching Hoppe Radio. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
This is theme to Hoppe Hour. Time to laugh with Ryan's power. Wacky fun and silly jokes. Hoppe Hour loves its folks. Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour. With Ryan Hoppe. Yeah, he's the topper. Grab your drinks and join the crew. Crazy stories just for you. Ryan's here to make you grin. Let the Hoppe fun begin.
Happy Hour.
Hoppe Hour. With Ryan Hoppe. Laughs are never sloppy. Got your popcorn, got your drink. Turn it up and don't you blink.
856-49 Hoppe. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio.
Every day.
You can always email me RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com.
You ready for the most unapologetic and unbiased opinions of the NBA? Well, don't worry. You've come to the right place. This is Hoppy's Hoops with Ryan Hoppe.
Oh, yeah. We have so much to talk about in the NBA. Tyrese Maxey is mad at Joel Embiid, who I don't think cares about the NBA anymore. But real quick, I saw on Inside the NBA, which is going to be brought back on ESPN, which is the best news ever, with Charles Barkley, Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, and Shaq, that Dwight Howard made a joke. And Dwight Howard and Shaq are rivals. And Dwight Howard made a joke saying that he wants to box Shaq. And Shaq's like, I only fight people who are, top 75 players of all time. And I love Shaq. And I'm not just saying that because a lot of people, when they insult somebody, they say they love them, but then insult them. But it's like, bro, you're a bully. All right, and then there is this.
Sixers had a team meeting. This is a team that's 2-11. They're in a free fall right now. Obviously, when you get Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, Paul George together, a 2-11 start, this isn't what you're expecting.
I don't know what people expected. Paul George is garbage. He's a baller, but he's not a winner.
And last night, they had an hour-and-a-half long team meeting in that post-game locker room in Miami. And I think a lot was said, a lot was accepted, a lot was aired out. Coaches saying we need players to practice harder, show more attention to detail.
Yeah, Paul George and Joel Embiid.
Players saying we need to be coached harder. We want to be coached harder. But most notable of all that, Pat, I was told Tyrese Maxey, the 24-year-old young star, he challenged Joel Embiid, the face of the franchise, the former league MVP, that we need you to be on time for team activities. And
what a moron. You're not on time? And he's like, I can't play it back-to-back, and I'm sick, and I have an illness. All these NBA players, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, they're just there for the paycheck. It's sad. The league is dying. I will always watch the NBA until I'm dead. And even in the fake heaven, I'll still watch it.
And saying that there's a trickle-down effect. When you are missing, when you are tardy, when you are late for what I was told everything was the line, it has an effect on the rest of the locker room, the rest of the players, the coaching staff. And yesterday, Joel Embiid was listed doubtful most of the day. Teammates, coaches, no one really heard from him.
Who does this guy think he is? You can't get out of the second round. And you were not that great on the Olympic team. You had some clutch shots, but my goodness, in the paint, garbage.
And then he shows up at warm-ups, plays in the game. They had a double-digit lead, great lead in the first half, completely 180 flip in the second half. And from what I'm told, it was kind of like this. Big fella is someone that Tyrese Maxey loves, but this was the elephant in the room, and Tyrese Maxey addressed it. They're very close. They're very close friends. They hold each other accountable. But last night, Tyrese Maxey delivered a message to Joel Embiid that I think a lot of people saw coming for a really long time.
That's not good. And then here's some sad news right here.
He may not be familiar to a younger generation of Bulls fans, but Bob Love laid the foundation for what would become a championship franchise.
Yeah, he gets no credit, but he was like the first superstar for the Bulls.
Love lost his long battle with cancer, passing away less than 3 weeks shy of his 82nd birthday. Known by his nickname Butterbean, his trademark smile lit up a room. One of his last public appearances was at the Bulls' inaugural Ring of Honor ceremony back in January. Love's number 10 is one of 4 Bulls retired jerseys hanging from the rafters of the United Center, joining fellow legends Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Jerry Sloan.
So there is that. And then finally,
What other poll questions? What other poll questions do we have? Let's be stupid.
Let's see. We could dive into the TO Dubs.
Oh, okay.
Those are always enlightening.
Todd.
This is one of Todd's. Do you like big men shooting threes? Heck.
All right. I don't need to play the Dan Patrick Show to get this out. Former Suns employee sues organization, seeks $60 million for alleged harassment. Andrea Trizchan was hired by the Suns in September 2022 as the franchise program manager of diversity, equity, and inclusion. She was hired after the Suns gave Robert Sarver a slap on the wrist, a 1-year suspension, and a $10 million fine after a report uncovered nearly 18 years of racism and misogynistic behavior. In July 2023, she was let go. So, sounds like things are really going well in the world. Not at all. I have been talking for 2 hours and I am all talked out. So this is Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, signing off. Goodbye.
Tick-tock, clocks a joke, we're playing cruel pranks. Hoppe's hour almost done, feels like robbery in banks. Ryan Hoppe on the mic, dropping wisdom in streams. Syndicated sorrow, now it's time to shatter dreams. Oh, the Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. But the laughter's growing dim. Eardrums mixing Hoppe like fingers without rings. DHX to FM, shoutouts hit the street, but soon the sound will vanish like shadows in the heat. Oh, the Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. Phone lines buzzing, but the laughter's growing dim. Eardrums mixing Hoppe like fingers without rings. DHX to FM, shoutouts hit the street, but soon the sound will vanish like shadows in the heat. Oh, the Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. Oh, life's just so unfair. Like clockwork to a show, and now it's time to face the silence like a TV on snow. Ryan Hoppe held the mic with humor so divine, the void left in our hearts wider than a canyon line. Empty speaker, silent vibe, but coming to an end like a rollercoaster stopping round the river's bend. Hoppe's jokes and jabs, these are daily grind. Now silence louder than the thoughts we can't rewind. Oh, the Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. The Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
And like that, he's gone.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
I'll kick you in the nuts and we'll call it a day.
Hoppe Hour is now over.
Hoppe Hour is now over.
Game over.